So, I'm excited to be here because for me, it's all about leadership in life. It's all about really supporting people to become more effective resources. But even though I'm excited to be here, and, I believe that the GAA is really it's the benchmark, not just in Ireland, but internationally, of volunteerism and giving back and how we can build social capital together. I'm also challenged because anytime I talk to a group, I always want to make sure that I'm a resource. Because that's my goal in being here, is to support and serve you in opening up new possibilities, in improving your health, transforming your thinking, expanding your happiness, reaching more of your potential in life as a leader. Now, I've got 3 kids myself. I went to watch the new Star Wars movie there a few weeks ago. Anybody seen it? No, not yet? Yeah. And it got me thinking about the dinosaurs, because 65 million years ago, the dinosaurs dominated life on Earth. Because they were so adaptable. Some of them were herbivores, some of them were carnivores. They even went up to the Arctic Circle. But the day that meteor hit the Yucatan area of Mexico, and the sun darkened over, and there was a dramatic drop in Earth's temperature, dinosaurs weren't able to adapt, and they became extinct. And my message to you is, don't be a dinosaur and resist change in your life. Be dynamic and embrace change for the new possibilities it can bring to you. And what's been really interesting for me as a doctor, I've been a doctor now for 25 years, is until very recently I believed that our DNA was fixed. The genetic material we're born with, we get some from our mother, some from our father, DNA, set in stone. But actually it isn't. Because thanks to this new exciting field of epigenetics, epi means above genetics, it means that we can change our genes. We can turn off and turn off our genes like a light switch. We can turn them up and down like a thermostat. And the reason we can do that is because everything is connected. Everything's connected. Every thought you choose to believe, every emotion you choose to feel, impacts on every action and behavior you take in your life. Every thought you believe is determining the person that you become. And you can think thoughts of scarcity or thoughts of abundance. You can think thoughts of being a volunteer victim, or you can think thoughts of leadership. You can think thoughts of pessimism or thoughts of possibility. How many thoughts do we have a day? Any ideas? Hundreds? Anyone go any higher than hundreds? Thousands? Anyone go any higher than thousands? Okay, but psychologists say between 50 and 60,000 thoughts a day. And 85 to 90% of those thoughts are negative thoughts, telling you all the reasons why you can't do something, why it's too late, why you're too crazy to try and win in All Ireland, or become a more effective club, or whatever your goal may be. And that's really what's so invaluable about the power of keeping a journal. Hands up here who keeps a journal. Yeah, so every Olympic athlete, every champion in sport and in life keeps a journal, because a journal becomes your learning tool, where you track your progress, where you write down 3 things every day you feel grateful for, where you write down your goals, where you track how things are going, and you use your experiences as an opportunity to make improvements. Because practice makes, usually when I ask that, everybody says practice makes perfect. But that's the whole thing. Practice doesn't make perfect, because perfect doesn't exist. Even in the perfect match, there's missed tackles, there's wides. Practice makes improvement. And really, once you understand that the mindset is a mindset of improvement, you understand that the opportunity is to see life as a journey. It's not a destination. It's a journey of continuous improvement, what I call a journey of transformation. And I'm interested in this new concept that I call radical well-being. So you have people over here that are unfortunately are sick or ill. You have people here that they don't feel sick, but they're just flat, they're just in the middle, they don't feel great. You have people who put a lot of effort and time into prevention and staying well, but radical well-being is over here. It's a brand new way of looking at the thoughts you believe, the emotions you feel, and the actions and behaviors you take each and every day to allow you to think, feel, and perform at your best. And there's a whole wealth of science behind everything I'm talking about to back this up. So hands up who's got children at home? Most of us. Hands up who was once a child themselves? Yeah? Hands up who's still a child on the inside? See, that's the thing. We all need to lighten up a bit more here. We need to laugh more, live in the moment. Make more time to do those things we love to do and do things we love. That's called flow. Because when you create flow experiences in your life, now you're in the zone. Now time is just zipping by and you're just so energized, you're so engaged with what you're doing. You've got a new type of energy about you, a new type of presence. And flow is all about doing what you love and loving what you do, following your passions, following your dreams, following your heart, pursuing your passions in life with purpose, passion, and persistence. Doing what you love and loving what you do. George Bernard Shaw put it very well when he said, "We don't stop playing when we grow old. We grow old when we stop playing." See, that's the whole thing. The old paradigm was, the harder I work, the harder I train, the more effort we put in, the more successful we'll become, and then we can all feel happy. Then we can all feel content and fulfilled. And there's absolutely no doubt in the world that, achievement and accomplishment can lead to a sense of fulfillment and happiness. No question at all. But just as we now know that the Earth rotates around the sun, hundreds of years ago they used to think that the Earth was the center of the universe, so we also now know that happiness leads to more success in life. Happiness leads to success. The happier you allow yourself to be, because actually, happiness is a choice for most of us. It's a leadership position. The more inner fulfillment and well-being you cultivate and bring into your life, the more successful you're going to be. Whether it's by your relationships, your accomplishments on or off the field, your creativity, your energy, even your health. People that are happier and more content and more fulfilled are healthier. They get sick less often, they've got stronger immune systems. There was a famous nun study done years ago which showed that the happiest nuns lived at least 10 years longer than the more pessimistic nuns. And that's because negative emotion and persistent negativity is just like passive smoking and just as toxic for your health and your well-being. So happiness is really important if you're interested in success in a sporting context. And that's all about emotional well-being and vitality. And that led me to write my book, Prescription for Happiness, The 10 Commitments for a Healthier, Happier Life. Looking at things like what happiness is, why it matters, and what you can do to open up the possibility of expanding your happiness. Because I believe fundamentally that we need less of these guys. We need less pills and more skills. Less pills for our ills and more skills to harness our wills. Because what I've learned is you can treat depression without ever teaching the skills of happiness. You can alleviate anxiety without ever appreciating the importance of realistic optimism. You can study gravity forever without learning how to fly. Because what I also know is that there are a lot of people out there that are searching for meaning, searching for new answers, searching for new possibilities. And everything is connected. So, you're all expert coaches, so you all spend a lot of time with teams looking at physical fitness, strength and conditioning, aerobic, anaerobic, core stability exercises. You're all experts in this kind of stuff. But what's often been forgotten is this guy. Because we all have one of these. This is the onboard computer, the mind. And because everything is connected, our psychological fitness is just as important for your success and the success of the teams you train as your physical fitness. But because this onboard computer, the brain, which weighs about 3 pounds and it's got about 100 billion nerve cells, all connected by about 150,000 kilometers of circuitry and wiring, because we can't see it. It's encased in the skull. We just can't see it. We often forget about it. But psychological fitness is absolutely mission critical to success in life. And what is psychological fitness? So psychological fitness is understanding the brain is not a solid, rigid structure. When I went to medical school, we were taught the brain was fully grown and fully formed by the age of 18 or 21. And then as you went through life, you progressively lost more and more brain cells. And the game became hold on to as many as you can for as long as possible. But now we know the brain has this concept called neuroplasticity. Hands up who knows what neuroplasticity is. Tell me.
I think I do. I should have actually put that in when I said. Neuroplasticity is like the neurons are wired, like they wire and fire.
Yes.
So therefore, over time, experiences wire them in a certain way, but there's certain ways in which we can unwire or help us be more lucid in our thinking, like through mindfulness and through meditation.
Absolutely, fantastic. We can rewire our brains. We can grow new brain cells right throughout our lives, not just when we're teenagers, into our 60s, 70s, and beyond. Neurons that wire together, fire together. And there are several things you can do to enhance your psychological fitness. And probably the best of them is, as you said yourself, mindful meditation. Hands up here who meditates. Yeah, 2 people, that's fantastic. Because meditation is not only the silver bullet for improving your health and enhancing your well-being. It makes you more emotionally resilient. It makes you better able to make smarter decisions. It allows you to keep a cool head in a crisis. It makes you more creative, more innovative, more intuitive. Builds your emotional intelligence, your ability to relate to others. And it is a fantastic skill. And if you look at the really leading edge experts in sport and success, they're all embracing psychological fitness. And why wouldn't you? Because it is just as important as physical fitness. So what I was thinking we would do is, I'm a great believer that as adults, we don't learn by being lectured at. Generally we don't like that too much, or being spoken to. As adults, we generally learn from our experiences. We learn by doing, trying something out, testing the waters, as it were. So now we're all going to have an opportunity to test the waters on meditation. We're going to do a short meditation for 5 or 10 minutes. Is that okay? Fantastic. So I'd like you all just to sit nice and relaxed, uncross your legs. I'm just going to dim the lights here. And we'll just close our eyes put our hands on our knees, upturned, and we're just going to focus on our breathing. Breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Inhale and exhale. And as you breathe in slowly and steadily, I want you to say to yourself, I am, followed by your first and last name. I am, followed by your first and last name. And now I am, followed by your first name. I am, followed by your first name. I am. In the beginning and in the end of the universe. And as you continue to breathe slowly and steadily, I want you to focus on your heart beating in the center of your chest. Feel the energy. Feel the vibration. Feel the sensation in the center of your chest. As you say quietly to yourself, may I be loving, may I be healthy, may I be happy. May I be loving, may I be healthy, may I be happy. And as you continue to feel the vibration, the energy, the sensation in the center of your chest, you radiate that energy outwards towards those people you love, towards those people that matter to you, and out beyond that to your entire community. As you say quietly to yourself, may I be loving, may I be healthy, may I be happy. And now I want you to focus on your fingertips. Feel your heart beating in your fingertips. Feel the vibration, feel the energy, feel the sensation in your fingertips. As you say quietly to yourself, may I be loving, may I be healthy, may I be happy. And now we're going to focus on 4 specific intentions. Strong, energetic body. Strong, energetic body. Calm, reflective mind. Calm, reflective mind. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. And strong, serene spirit. Strong, serene spirit. And as you continue to breathe slowly and steadily, imagine a white light entering the top of your head. It goes down through your body to the ground, wraps itself around you, and back up through your head into the universe. And you can see a table beside you. And sitting at this table are all the people that matter in your life. Your family, your friends, people that have supported you over the years, people that matter. And they're all smiling at you. As you say quietly to yourself, may I be loving, may I be healthy, may I be happy. And now we're going to count slowly from 7 down to 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eyes open. Back on planet Earth. Personally, I always find after a meditation, it's always nice to just stand up and just give yourself a nice stretch. Stretch yourself out. The interesting thing about meditation, okay, you can sit down again. The interesting thing, how do people find that? Restful? Relaxing? The interesting thing about meditation is that even after 11 hours of meditating, and I'm not talking about 11 hours in a row, okay, 11 hours over, okay, a month or two, there are now structural changes in your brain. The area of the brain that deals with self-awareness and focus has got bigger. The area of the brain that deals with stress, the emotional alarm center in the brain, has quietened down. And the area of the brain that deals with happiness and emotional well-being has got bigger. After just 11 hours. It's absolutely extraordinary, the benefits of meditation. And of course, for it to be effective, we have to build it as a habit. As you said, you have to rewire your brain because, you've done it today on the 23rd of January 2016. But if you just leave it at that, you're not going to get the benefits. To get the benefits and rewire your brain, you have to build it as a habit. But it's not so easy to build new habits. Because we all tend to go back to thinking, feeling, and doing what we've always thought, felt, and done. Because change is difficult at the start. And it's messy in the middle, but it's fantastic at the end. If you have the courage to see your health as an opportunity to enhance your well-being, that it's a journey, to never stop starting. How long does it take to build a new habit? Who said 66 days? I am very impressed. 66 days, yes. University College London. It takes about 66 days to build a new habit or to break an old habit. That's 66 days of meditating when you feel you're too busy, you're too tired, you have too much other stuff going on. When you FLC, hands up who's ever had an FLC day. Feel like crap? Anyone know what I'm talking about? When you get out of bed on the wrong side? But when you have the courage to do it, even when you don't feel like it, you can build a habit, rewire the brain. And it really allows you to be much more present, much more aware, much more focused. Absolutely mission critical if you're in a leadership position with teams, but mission critical for any aspect of your life. Because research from Harvard University shows that 50% of the time, we're not here at all. We're either back there in last week or last weekend or the last match, or we're out there thinking about next weekend or next month or the next match. Giving up 50% of our time for nothing. And meditation and what's called mindfulness, which is really just a fancy word for being present, actually choosing to be where you are at the present moment. It's a gift not only to others, but it's a gift to yourself. And I really believe that giving the gift of radical well-being to yourself is so important for everybody you love, for everybody you work with, for everybody in your family, everybody in your circles. Because hands up who's heard of the golden rule? So the golden rule down through civilization has been, treat other people as you'd like to be treated. You've heard of that, right? Treat others as you'd like to be treated. Keep your agreements, be the person you'd like to spend more time with. Well, I've got my version of the golden rule. I'll take care of me for you, so you'll take care of you for me. I'll take care of me for you, so you'll take care of you for me. Because choosing to take care of yourself is not being self-centered. It's not being selfish. It's a gift that allows you to be the best version of yourself each and every day, and everybody around you benefits from that. Because, over the years, I used to, I've had a long association with sport in the GAA, and, I've seen so many times over the years, the players are running around endless laps and endless workouts. But the guys on the sideline, they're often not in such good shape because they're spending an incredible amount of time monitoring and standing around and making sure all the players turn up for training and all the logistics that go with that. But maybe sometimes they neglect their own health and well-being. Whereas if they understand more clearly that the better they are, that radiates out to the players, that everything is connected. Another very important point I want to mention about psychological fitness is belief. Believing that it's possible. When Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile back in the 1950s, up to then, nobody believed it was possible. But once he broke that time barrier, dozens of people did it in the months afterwards. So what's the 4-minute mile in your life? What beliefs are holding you back? My favorite tree. I want to tell you a little story. I love trees. My favorite tree is a tree that doesn't even grow in Ireland. It's called the Chinese bamboo tree. Who knows the Chinese bamboo tree? Okay, I'm going to tell you a little story about the Chinese bamboo tree. Chinese bamboo tree grows in China, obviously, in the Sichuan district of China. And the reason I love the Chinese bamboo tree so much is not just that it's the favorite food of black and white panda bears, my favorite animal on the planet, but it's because of what the Chinese bamboo tree represents. Because if you get the Chinese bamboo tree seed, and you plant it in the ground, and you feed the seed and water the seed and cultivate the soil around the seed for an entire year, what happens? Nothing. Diddly squat, nothing. But you don't give up. You persevere, you keep watering the seed, you keep feeding the seed, you keep cultivating the soil around the seed for a second year, and still nothing happens. And a third year, and still nothing happens, and still you don't give up. And you meet friends and they say, why are you spending all this time watering and feeding your bamboo tree seed? Why don't you give up on your dreams? That's never going to happen. But you don't give up because you can see it. Because you believe it. Even though others don't believe it, even though others don't see it, you believe it. And you keep on watering that seed. And some people say, why don't you dig it up and plant it somewhere else? Why don't you plant a different type of seed? Or look over there and see what your neighbor is growing? No. You have faith, you have belief, and you keep going. For 4 years, 1,400 days, Every single day you water that seed. Every single day you cultivate the soil around that seed. Every single day you hold on to your dream of growing a Chinese bamboo tree. And then, sometime in year 5, the bamboo tree seed starts to grow and grow and grow. 90 feet tall in 5 short weeks. Or was it 5 years? 5 weeks or 5 years? It was 5 years. But for the first 4 years, it was growing the strong foundations. It was growing underground. It was growing the strong root structure to support its later upward growth. And I want you to ask yourself, what's the Chinese bamboo tree seed in your life? That if you had the courage to work on it every single day for the next 5 years, and you were able to shut out the distractions and all the negative noise and all the naysayers who said, you can't do that. It's too late. That'll never happen. Shut out all of that noise and just have blind faith. I call it realistic optimism. It's not some Pollyanna view of the future. You're believing in the possibility that something can happen or something can improve because of your own efforts. See, there's always a because. You're going to improve your health because you're going to exercise every day. You're going to build your psychological fitness because you're going to build mindful meditation into your life. What's the Chinese bamboo tree seed in your life? Because what I've learned is that so many of us in life, it's not that we aim too high and don't get there. We aim too low. And we only have the one life. This isn't a dress rehearsal. Now I want to volunteer, please. Yourself. Now, what age are you?
34.
Okay, so let's hold this. You just hold this tape measure for me.
Yep.
34. Okay, so this represents your life, okay? Yep. So you can throw that on the ground. Now let's hold that again. What age do you think you're going to live until?
72.
72, okay. Quite precise.
I've thought about it a lot.
No, I'm sure you have. You can throw that away too.
Gotcha.
That's what's left. Hold it up.
Yep.
So you're going to spend 8 hours a day sleeping, generally?
In and around, yeah.
Okay, put that away as well. That's what you have left. That's all the time you have. To dream your dreams, to turn your dreams into reality, to water and feed and cultivate your Chinese bamboo tree seeds. There you go. Thank you. Thanks. I think a round of applause, in fairness. A round of applause, please. See, the thing is in life, you got to know what your why is. If you know your why, the how gets easier. Because we live in a world, there's so much noise out there, there's so much distraction. You know, I was reading recently, people get over 150 emails a day on average. You know, every few minutes, another text, another call, another ping in your inbox. So much distraction in this era of what I call obsessive hyper-connectivity. There's so much noise out there, and we've so much noise in here. The monkey mind always on. The self-talk. But if you can really give yourself the gift of some quiet time every day, solitude, 5-10 minutes, walking in the woods, sitting quietly in your chair, phones off, a little bit of me time to think. What that does, it quietens the inner critic in your mind, turns the busy bee beta waves of your brain to alpha. Now you feel more chilled out. Now you feel more relaxed. Now you feel more focused. Now you feel more in flow. And your brain starts to release all these chemicals like serotonin, which is the happy hormone, oxytocin, which makes you feel closer to other people. Dopamine, which makes you more motivated to get up and build those new habits or break those old habits. And anandamine, the neurochemical of bliss. All those hormones giving you a cocktail of well-being just from the gift of some quiet time. 10 minutes a day. I think you're worth it. That's why I'm here. Every day I get up, I'm interested in supporting people, in improving their health and enhancing their well-being. Simple as that. There's no hidden agenda. I'm conscious I've been doing a lot of talking, so I want to just open up for some questions or comments. We'll give you a mic there just so everybody can hear the question. Just say your name and the questions.
Thanks, Pat. Niall is my name. Just from the meditation point of view that you were talking about, you said maybe 10 minutes a day. Is that something that you need to learn, or do you just sit down for some quiet reflection type thing, or is there specific things you should be doing in that 10 minutes or 20 minutes?
So it's a really good question, Niall. And I'm a great believer for all of us, learning by doing. Learning from our own experiences. And meditation is really, it's as simple as sitting quietly, closing your eyes, and trying to clear your mind of clutter. Clear your mind of thoughts. And by just focusing on your breathing. And the interesting thing that happens, and I've experienced this myself I've been meditating now for several years, is that it can be so hard to clear your mind of all these thoughts. Because what happens is you're sitting quietly trying to clear your mind, and all these thoughts come rushing in. And the thing that works most effectively is just to sit back from that, to step back from that and realize you are the observer of your own thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are separate from them. And just stay with it. Stay with the breathing. And even though it can be quite challenging to clear your mind of these thoughts, what happens is that during the rest of your day, you feel much more focused, much more alert, much more attentive to what you're doing and why. So the real benefits of meditation, it's come not from the 10 or 15 minutes when you're actually sitting meditating, it's how you are the rest of the time. How much more focused and energized and engaged you are. And there are really two types of meditation, two main types. There's mindful, which is all about quieting the monkey mind. And then there's loving kindness meditation, which is espoused by the Dalai Lama, and that's radiating love and compassion outwards from your heart. And the meditation we did earlier was a little bit of both. But there's so many different types you can do, but at a very simple level, it's just about focusing on your breathing and letting go of your thoughts.
Any other questions?
Thanks, Mark. My name's Gary. Not so much a question, but just maybe a resource. Some of you will have come across Phil Jackson, the Chicago Bulls coach in the 90s, very successful, who went to the LA Lakers. And when he went to the LA Lakers, he found the level of distraction, social media, and the general circus around the basketball players of the LA Lakers. He had practiced mindfulness with his Chicago Bulls team, and he brought it into the practice with the LA Lakers, gradually 3 minutes per training session, 6 minutes, etc., up to 15 minutes. So just by way of resource, if some of you haven't read Phil Jackson's book 11 Rings, it's really well worth a look from that point of view. So thanks very much.
I think that's a great comment, and I think he's really one of the most inspirational coaches of the 20th century, Phil Jackson, because he incorporated the best of the West with the East. So it wasn't an either or, it was the best of both approach.
One thing that worked for me in terms of a resource is, it sounds odd, but my wife collects broken bits of glass and old bits of tiles off beaches around Dublin. I thought, God almighty, what does she do with this? No, but I've started doing it as well, and all you do is focus on
Yes.
in all the stones. You pick out the bits that last in the tiles. It's actually my new hobby, would you believe it or not?
Yeah.
I wouldn't admit that now too publicly, but it's another form of mindfulness that works for me. Yeah.
Absolutely, and it's allowing you to be more in the flow and be more in the zone and be more in the moment, and embrace your inner child more. And I think we all need to do that. We all need to have more fun. I just want to finish by saying really thank you all for coming. Your health and well-being and your happiness and ultimately your success in life, in everything, no matter how you want to define success, comes down to choice. Because it's all about choosing and embracing leadership, becoming a leader in your own well-being. I mean, I'm a great admirer of the late Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in jail. And, despite all the adversity that he suffered and endured, it didn't deflect from his ultimate goal of reuniting all people in South Africa and ending apartheid. And his favourite poem was written by a wonderful poet called Henley. He wrote a poem called Invictus. And he said, "I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul." Thank you all very much.